Part 3 is sports, and today we're checking out NBA 2K22. Oh. Alright, I'm playing 2K20. Why am I playing 2K20? Because back in 2020, this game was given away for free on PlayStation Plus, and if I can save money on this sports series, by all means. For the best though, if I went out to get 2K22, I would have bought the Switch version just to be cheeky. Now, I live in New York, a place that's played with 2 pro basketball teams, 3 if you count the Liberty. And rather than say which one I like, I'm just gonna say I like the Toronto Raptors. Mostly because Toronto is a wonderful city, it's the largest one in Canada, there are over 10 million trees in Toronto, and it's the home to the only North American castle. Plus, Velociraptors are f***ing great. In my whole life, I've only watched one basketball game fully. It was Game 7 of the NBA Finals between the Heat and the Spurs back in 2013. The only reason I was watching that game was because I had a $2 bet against a bunch of different classmates on the Spurs winning. How did that go?
Hi, me from the future here. See, I was editing this video and then I noticed something. There's no f***ing audio. Not that there's no in-game audio, there is, thank God. I'm talking about when you record using the PlayStation Share functionality. It just doesn't save the audio. Some research let me find out that 2K intentionally does this. Why?
When skewering the footage, I found a few noise clips were made, but f*** 2K, this is them laughing at you.
Don't worry, I can solve this. I can just use the audio from NBA Street V3.
Checkmate 2K, you f***. Anyway, jumping into my creator mode, I made George the baller. However, during the customization process, I accidentally hit accept, so George looks like this for now. We start in a college basketball game until one of our friends gets injured, which ruffles our jammies. From here, I see the game has a full hands-on approach, as not only does George have dialogue, but he also starts speaking monologues. Hearing him speak was so awful, I missed Madden. Oh god, it's so cringe to watch a character that's supposed to be me talk the way he does. I guess I'm thankful for 2K Hakkaiing the audio so I never had to listen to it again. Anyway, when our friend loses his scholarship because of his injury, we had a tense discussion with our coach that doesn't go well, and George ends up dropping the team. Which actually made George quite a celebrity as he started appearing on podcasts and hearing him joke around, oh I don't want to hear this, I went to the kitchen and cooked the quesadilla. After dropping school, I'm able to customize George again and made him look somewhat like me, but it only really accomplished in making him look like somebody who spent 8 years living on a bridge eating possums. He gets approached by a manager who wants to give George another shot at making the NBA, and from there it's just building your credibility, your brand, and your game. Sometimes it gets a bit much, talking to shoe reps, talking to the guy from Shark Tank, buying a suit, getting a haircut, going to a gym that might possibly, just might, be sponsored by Gatorade. Jokes aside, I understand branding is a big part of sports, it's how a lot of people make a lot of money, but Jesus, is sticking this many logos really gonna make people want to buy their product?
Huh, it worked.
All of this seems a bit excessive, and I keep finding myself wishing I was just playing college basketball. I don't really care about all this other stuff. Everything you're doing is to improve your chances at the draft, but you see, there is a problem there. The game's really trying to force a narrative of you being a big star, and it's not more obvious by what's going on. See, here at the hub you can see your draft projection. When we arrive at the combine, which is where you need to perform because that's where it counts for rookies, I performed abysmally, yet for some reason my projection kept going up until I hit first overall. This didn't feel earned, I said this in a previous video. It makes the game feel more genuine as you earn your status, unlike other games that will do their best to enforce a narrative despite performance. See, it's discouraging in that matter because whenever I played and I felt like my skill at this game was improving, I didn't budge. But I guess I can f*** up the vertical jump because none of the scouts were looking. Now I'm able to pick the team I want to go to. The option of being random would have been nice. Anyway, I went with the Raptors and they went with me. And ho ho, your old college coach becomes the new coach for the Raptors.
Ah, the plot thickens.
This whole trek to the NBA was a bit much and overdone. But once I saw the credits, I finally believed that we could just play basketball. Now I'm gonna mention that I'm not good at this game. I can't really defend, my shooting sucks, and rebounding gets difficult with the camera angle messing up with my depth perception and not being able to figure out what the ball is. Now me being bad at basketball isn't out of the ordinary stuff. Life's about adapting, improvising, and overcoming. So I found my strength as a tall boy center is to get to the open and sink a quick layup or dunk it on a fast break. So on the offensive end, I fight to get open, and on the defensive end, I don't try too hard because I can't predict the rebound, so I start making fast breaks hoping my teammates will grab the ball and quickly pass it so that I'm all on my own. It's cheesing and not proper, but it's what's getting me through. This strategy got me through a lot of games with some decent stats, the Raptors a couple wins, and gave me the currency to level up George. But you see, that happens against shitty teams. What happens when I play good teams? Pain! The Raptors get bulldozed. Not only are we playing a team that completes their plays and makes most of their shots, but it is also able to completely overpower me in the paint. Now, I get the other team making my life hell, but my own teammates are making things more difficult than they have to be. My fast break strategy becomes useless when they refuse to pass the ball, and anytime I'm open, I'd be mashing the pass button, but they refuse to budge. And when they do finally pass it, my rapid button pressing lingers, causing George to pass the ball away. My teammates also for some reason like dropping their skills by 50 against good teams and miss their shot. It's worse when we're down near the end of the game, but the game is still salvageable as long as the team works together. But no, they want to continue to be uncooperative and hand the other team fouls. It gets frustrating. What doesn't help is that when the game is hopelessly lost, it just won't end. Near the end of a basketball game, it must be law that all teams must empty their timeouts. Like, why do we need to do this? The game is decided. I want to go home. These bad games occurred more frequent than good ones, so a lot of the time I'm angry. And it reached this point that after yelling at a teammate to pass the ball and he only does so at the worst time and causes a turnover that gets me yelled at, I couldn't take it anymore. It's been so long since a game made me break a controller. I'm guilty of this. I broke plenty of controllers in my day. Mario Kart being the biggest culprit. Which for all I know might be Nintendo's biggest scheme. Make these games anger-inducing that you break their products. And Nintendo just happens to make flimsy products that break easily. So we buy more of their products. Surprised they aren't owned by Apple. Anyway, I reached a point in my life that anytime I get angry at a game to near Chuck controller levels, I just remember that I'm the one who spends the money to buy these things. So it cools my head. But this game, fuck it. Plus, I thought I was relieved once the story ended so I wouldn't have to deal with any more unnecessary bullshit. But no, I still am suddenly put in a party dancing to get fans. Why am I wasting my time? Oh, I get to decorate a bottle. So glad I spent 3 minutes doing that. There just has to be a media at the end of every game. Why does the game keep bothering me with these kids? I really couldn't do anymore. 2 weeks left in the season, I simmed the rest of it, and the Raptors didn't make the playoffs, and in all honesty, thank God, I didn't want to do it anymore. NBA 2K20. I don't like it.
Now, I don't want to leave off on a sour note. I did manage to find enjoyment in this game. Blacktop.
Picking characters and play street ball half court or full. It's actually fun, especially when you play with friends.
So that's something good, and we're taking up space on my PS4. But now I wonder, how much space is it taking up in my PS4? Aw, piss. At this point, honestly, if you're not a 2K fan looking for a fun basketball game, just pick up Mario Hoops 3-on-3.